welcome to this channel. Please don't forget to like, give us your thumbs up, and make sure you keep subscribing. Protesters march in Edo State over gruesome murder of a site engineer Ogbeide demand justice. Ogbeide was murdered on February 20, 2025 in Obazagbon community in Edo State, Southside Nigeria, and his killing has sparked outrage among Nigerians. A group, Talakawas Parliament, in collaboration with youth organization and the deaf and dumb community has staged a peaceful protest against the brutal murder of a speech-impaired site engineer Efe Ogbeide. Ogbeide was murdered on February 20, 2025 in Obazagbon community in Edo State, Southside Nigeria, and his killing has sparked outrage among Nigerians. Marxist scholar Edopayi, the leader of Talakawa's parliament, in a statement made available to Sahara reporters on Thursday, said the protest, which attracted tens of people, were held on Tuesday, 4th March 2025 in Edo State, Nigeria, to demand justice for Ife Ogbeide. We remain steadfast in our pursuit of justice and we continue to hold the authorities accountable until justice is served, Mr. Ife Ogbeide said. Edopai. The protesters, according to him, marched from the museum ground to the Edo State House of Assembly, where they presented a formal petition to the Speaker, Honorable Blessing Agbebaku, who urged lawmakers to take immediate actions to ensure justice is served. Edopai added. The group also visited the Edo Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, the Department of State Services, and the Edo State Police Command. At the police command, the Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations (DCP) Ben Abang assured the protesters that no stone will be left unturned in investigating and prosecuting those responsible for Ogbeide's murder. The final stop was at the Edo State Government House, where the Deputy Chief of Staff Honorable Pius Alile received the protesters and promised to convey their concerns to the governor. We will not rest until the perpetrators face the full wrath of the law, Edopaye emphasized. A follow-up meetings has been scheduled for the next day. The protesters are calling on civil society organizations, the media, and well-meaning Nigerians to join them in their quest for justice. Justice for Efeogbeide, justice for all, Edopaye concluded. Well, we need to be wary of unnecessary killings in this country. I think to some extent this has died down. We shouldn't allow these things to raise its ugly head again. I think the Tinubu government need to be very careful because to a large extent in the last 1 or 2 years, a lot of negative things died down. But it seems as if they're beginning to raise their ugly head. For example, we noticed that the Boko Haram incidents had reduced drastically. Kidnapping has gone down to an all-time low for some time. Even unnecessary activities of militants and fighting, cultism, unnecessary killing for ritual, some of these things are so much reduced. But in these days, these few days now, we are beginning to see that little by little these monsters are trying to raise their ugly head again, trying to see what they can do to ravage the country called Nigeria again. And I think the president need to fold his sleeves as regards this thing and not to allow it to fester again. So a case of new happenings is the one that just happened in Edo State in February 28th, that a site engineer, Mr. Ogbeide, was murdered. Efe Ogbeide. It's not supposed to be. This is a lawful country. We are not a banana republic. It's not a lawless environment that somebody will just get to anybody and kill and go away, irrespective of what that person might have done or the transaction that might have been between them. It is expected of the law enforcement agencies to dig deep and find out the truth, the reality of what is going on, even concerning the matter. If it is a cultist matter, they should let us know. And if it is a kidnap matter, they should also let us know. And if it has to do with the fact that they are within themselves and both the victim and the person who killed him understood what the situation between them is, well, the law enforcement agencies still needs to dig deep and tell Nigerians the reason behind the unfortunate incident. Of course, people will take placards, they will surely protest, they must. That's very, very essential, so important. They need to protest because in this country it seems as if people don't really have any meaning, especially in the eyes of those who are at the ends of affairs and also those who happen to be in the security agency. It ought not to be. A single Nigerian blood is worth a lot. I remember a former president who said that you shouldn't die because you want me to win an election, that the single Nigerian blood does not worth it, for him to win the presidency again. That was former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. And true to his word, yes, he might have lost the election. Another person came in, but there was minimal bloodshed. And that is what is expected of all our security agencies and members of the cabinet or administration or the government in this country. The blood of a single Nigeria, a drop at all, is very, very weighty, very, very important. And they should see that way, that nobody's life is worth whatever may be the reason they feud before each of them. That is why you see life is very important, and the court of law always send murderers to death because they know that it's a costly thing for you to take a life. It ought not to be. Now, this set of protests are led by Mr. Edegbayi, who happens to be the president of a particular coalition that decided to lead this very protest to remind the government, to remind the law enforcement agent. Though to me, it's a shame that after a month, these law enforcement agents are still being reminded that a murder case that happened at Obazagbo community in February 2025, they are yet to unravel the mystery behind it. They couldn't find out what will have caused it. And this man is, deaf. Is, one of the people that is considered as the physically, disabled people with disabilities in the country. It ought not to be. We don't know what he might have done, but then whatever it is the blood of a Nigerian, and we cannot just sweep it under the carpet. So every spot they've been to the assembly, to the office of the governor, to office of the police command, all hands should be on deck to fish out the fact behind the death of this deaf man, and then let justice be served to whoever is found guilty. They should be made a deterrent for that, so that such things will not raise its ugly head again in our country. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Make sure you like. Thank